Rockeyez would like to welcome Justin McCain through fire. Hey, man, what's going on today?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. A young guy out of Omaha, Nebraska. Tell me really what influenced you to go into music.
You know what? I think I was born to be in this business. I remember being, a very young kid, and there was always music around. My parents didn't play instruments or anything, but they liked rock, So
right.
I grew up listening to Van Halen and AC/DC and stuff like that. So it really inspired me throughout my life to, pick up whatever I could when I was a kid and pretend like I was playing the guitar, a lot of air guitar. So that eventually led to getting my first guitar, and, the rest is history from there.
Wow. Do you remember your first guitar?
Yeah, my first guitar was a red Harmony. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever seen in my life. Then, looking back now, it was a piece of crap. But I was very grateful for it, and, it really kind of got me going. So, I'm very thankful that my parents kind of watched me growing up and, really seen that I was taking an interest to music, and they went out and got me a guitar and got me a little amp, and I jammed on that for a while, and I think I was probably about 10 or 11 at that point.
Right.
And they had put me into guitar lessons, and that lasted probably about a month, maybe 2 months.
Right.
And I got sick of playing Mary Had a Little Lamb and
you too,
all that
huh?
stuff.
Yeah. That's what I started
so
with
I quit.
too. Yeah, I quit after
I wouldn't go back. I kept complaining, I'm not going to guitar lessons. I don't want to learn how to play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Wow.
So I started putting on some of my dad's CDs and stuff, and realized that, as I was listening to it, I could just figure it out myself. And so I never really learned how to read music, and I just always played by ear, and that's kind of how I did it.
Right. Did you dabble in any other kind of, instrument?
Not really that early, but once I got to high school, I always kind of liked the drums too, and I'd always tap on stuff, and so I started playing the drums a little bit, like that band, and got decent at that, and picked up the bass and dabbled with that, and played around with the piano a little bit, and so over the years I kind of learned how to play every instrument, at least a little bit, enough to know what I'm doing, and be able to write songs with every instrument, so.
Right. Cool.
That's how it started.
Good. So how like that first time you stepped on stage, what was that feeling like?
The first time I stepped on stage, now, stage being...
Even in high school, whatever, in front of an audience.
Yeah, so the very first time was I was auditioning for a talent show in middle school, and I think I just went up there and I played Under the Bridge by the Chili Peppers,
right,
all by myself.
Wow.
And I didn't make it. So I was all pissed off. I'm like, why? What the heck,
Right.
Well, I thought I did great.
Wow.
So that was my first experience, playing in front of someone or a few people, judges, and I didn't make the cut.
Wow.
But I kept going, and I eventually, made it to another talent show a year later, and I think we played. It was me and another guitar player. We played a Metallica song. I think we did Ride the Lightning or something like that. And
very cool.
Everyone thought it was so cool back then. And, then that led to being in high school and started playing a couple different venues around town. And it was awesome, just to be on stage and do what I love. It really kind of opened up my eyes even more. I had always loved music, like I said, from a very young age, but once you hit the stage, there's just a new adrenaline attached to it, and it was just like no turning back.
Right. Do you feel like you're blessed now that, you get to actually do something that you love, where many people can't stand what they do.
Oh, absolutely. I'm extremely blessed and extremely grateful for the opportunities that I've had in life with music. And, you know, you're right. A lot of people don't get to do what they love for a living, and I do. So that's a major success in itself right there, you know, just being happy. It's not something that happens every day. So, yes, I feel extremely blessed. But, you know, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it to get to that point. And then once you're at that point, there might even be more work to put in after that, you know, because everything's a grind. You got to keep going. There's no, well, I was going to say there's no level where you get to where the work stops. I don't know. Maybe if you become a mega superstar, it gets a little easier. But I think everything comes with its challenges at every level, you know. So it's a grind.
Now, Emphatic, was that your first recording band?
I did like an EP with another band before that when I was real young. But Emphatic was definitely my baby, and I put all my focus and effort into Emphatic for, you know, probably about 10 to 12 years or so. And that was the first real project that I had put together. And really had some success, and really started taking it to a different level with Emphatic. You know, not just kind of the high school garage band anymore. It was serious, and I was on the kind of fence as to whether or not, you know, I wanted to focus on guitar, focus on writing, or focus on producing. And Emphatic was really kind of that vessel that helped me do a little bit of all of that, you know. So it really opened a lot of doors in every aspect of the music business for me, and, you know, it's definitely a huge part of my past, and it's really taken me to where I am today.
Right. That band started in 2004. And like, you definitely hit a milestone. First, Damage was number 9 on the Heatseekers in 2011. And then Another Life was number 8 on Heatseekers in 2013. So you were on your way, you know. So, you know, I congratulate you on them two discs and stuff like that. And now you're in Through Fire, which, you know, you started out of, I guess, morphed from Emphatic to Through Fire. Tell me how the progression, you know, started and, you know, at your stage now.
Well, basically, Through Fire was born because it got to the point where, you know, with me being the only original member of Emphatic, I just felt like it was time to change the name. It was time to have a different look on things, and really, you know, coming to our own with this lineup. You know, it's hard to live in the past and try and live in other people's shoes, and I felt like the singer that I have now, he's actually been a part of Emphatic for years, because when my original singer suffered his vocal injury and couldn't sing, Grant came out on the road with us, and the funny thing is, a lot of people thought he was our original singer. They sound very similar, and you know, from a touring aspect, a lot of people thought Grant was the original singer. Wow. And so he's been part of this family for years and years and years, and he's toured with Emphatic longer than any other singer, but he was never an official member. He was never an official frontman. He was always filling in. So when I finally made the decision to bring him in full-time, and he said that's what he wanted to do, we went in and started doing a record, and, you know, it just felt like I didn't know which Emphatic to be.
Right.
Because we had been around for so long. There, you know, there's different chapters. There's different kind of songs stylistically from the beginning to where Emphatic ended, and I felt like, you know, instead of trying to pigeonhole ourselves into one of those sounds that we had throughout the years, you know, let's escape all that. Keep the fans happy by writing great songs, and because that's really what had always taken us to where we wanted to go was the fans really connected with our songs. But don't put ourselves in a position where we're trying to do one thing to please one demographic.
Right.
So with making the commitment to change the name, that really just opened up the floodgates to be creative. And I think the project deserved that. Our fans deserve that. And, you know, that's basically how Through Fire was born.
Right. Wow. Now, Through Fire, Emphatic, you know, I'm new to the band. So, you know, a press release came over to my email and stuff like that, and it said Through Fire. I check all my emails, and I check all the videos that are attached. And when I saw the Through Fire video for Stronger, I said, wow. You know, that I mean, you can't really actually sit in your seat and listen to that song. You know, you're gonna you're gonna be going nuts. Like, just the power in that song. Even though it's an Emphatic song, I guess you redid it and stuff like that, and it's really powerful.
Well, the whole intention of that song was to truly make a connection with people who feel like they're going through whatever struggle it may be in life, but they can conquer it. You know, that's the whole message of that song. So I think it's definitely an important song, and just the tone of the song really, you know, it speaks volumes to how emotion can really change things. You know, like you said, you can't sit down and listen to that song. You know, right. I think the song really offers up a new level of adrenaline. Just like the first time I said I stepped on stage, it just felt so compelling and felt like this can change something, you know, and this is who I truly am, and this is what I truly want to say, and this is who I, you know, truly want to be. So it just, you know, it's empowering, and that's what the song was about. And, you know, it was an Emphatic song years ago, but an Emphatic song from the standpoint that I write the majority of the music, and I wrote it during the Emphatic years. We never released the song. We played it every now and then, and the fans really connected with it. But ultimately, that song is a Through Fire song, and it's almost like it's fate, you know? Right. We never released that song as Emphatic, and I think timing is everything. You know, it was just the perfect entrance into what we wanted to do. You know, it's like, it says everything we want to say. Right. You know, it's the perfect song to come out of the gates with, so.
Cool. Now, you're going on Sumerian Records, and the release is this year. Can you tell me anything about the disc? Because all I got to hear so far was that one song.
Well, I think Stronger really sets the tone for the sound of the record, but, you know, there's going to be a few songs that are a little bit more aggressive, a little bit heavier than that, and there's a song or two that, you know, might be a little bit on the lighter side and even more melodic.
Right.
You know, so you're going to get a little bit of mix of everything, but again, Stronger was the one we wanted to come out of the gates with because it really represented the true sound of Through Fire,
right?
And it set the pace for what everyone's going to hear on the record.
Cool. Now, next month you go out on Generation Doom Tour 2016. Can you tell me anything about that? You know, any songs you might be playing, or, you know, will the tour be extended after this one and stuff like that?
As far as our set list, we play 7 or 8 songs off the record. So, I mean, if people are digging Stronger, come out to the show and you're going to really get a good idea of what this whole record's going to sound like, because we're playing it live every night, you know? Cool. And I can say it's going to definitely be a high-energy show, and it's going to be exciting, you know? It's going to be a must-see. And in regard to the other bands, I mean, yeah, it's going to be killer. Going out with Otep and Lacey Sturm and you know, September Mourning and Discus. It's a really powerful lineup, and it's going to be a killer tour.
Cool.
It ends in Hollywood on May 28th, I believe. So we'll be out for close to 2 months. And as far as the tour being extended after that, I don't think that's going to happen, but we're definitely going to be out on the road nonstop as much as possible, and we got some pretty cool plans to announce for the summer to follow that tour up. So you're going to see us out on the road.
Right. When is the release date for the disc?
I can't say yet, but we do have an official date. I can say it's going to be warm outside, and it's going to be this year. So
Cool.
I said that to someone else, and he said, it's always warm here.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean much. So there you go. It's still a mystery then.
Wow.
But no, it's going to be, within the next few months or so.
Okay.
You
That's cool. Tell me, what's the feeling like when, you're out on tour and stuff and you got the kids or whatever, adults, hanging out, waiting for your autograph and, you're giving your autograph. What's that feeling like, someone asking for an autograph?
It never gets old, It's like, from my perspective, and I think I speak for, most bands out there, that's a high for us, and I'll tell you why. It's because there's so many hard-working people out there. They do not have to take their time to come to the show. They don't have to spend their hard-working money on a ticket. So for all these fans to actually do that, it's like, that's why we're so blessed. We would not be there without the support of those fans. So, as much as I can say, it's cool to be there and sign autographs, I think it's definitely cool that they come and want the autograph. It works both ways. It's like a big family. It's like a big rock family, and it really shows you that the music and rock in general is alive and kicking.
Right. Definitely. Justin McCain, Through Fire. Congratulations on the new album once it's released, and it was great talking to you. Would you like to say anything to the fans out there?
Yeah, first and foremost, thank you so much for all of your support. It means everything to us. Again, that's why we do what we do. We do it for you guys, and it means a lot that everyone's showing up to these shows and coming out to support us. You can find us on throughfiremusic.com. All the updates will be there. All the tour dates will always be there. Go to our Facebook page at Through Fire. We'll post silly videos and dumb antics from the road every now and then, just to have fun, and the updates will be there as well. And if you're on Twitter and Instagram, hit us up at tfiremusic, and just call your radio stations and come out to the shows. Well, we're going to keep doing it as long as you guys keep supporting it.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Justin.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.